Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Joyce Anyanwu. Yes, my people, I am here with another reaction video where we'll be watching together Arise morning show with gov.okpebholo, what is trending. We know this morning show, all of us know this morning show, how they used to give bombard all these governors or government officials. Yes. So in this video, they will be talking about Obasanjo, where he said democracy in Africa has failed. When he went to 60th birthday of former governor of Imo State in the person of Emeka Ihedioha. Yes. So he talked a lot in that party. Is it party or celebration? I don't know. So he talked a lot. He talked how they will say, snatch the ballot box, we are going to win. They will talk how they remove a sitting governor in a seat. A lot that Nigerian democracy has failed. In short, he said Africa. He didn't even mention Nigeria. He said Africa democracy has failed. And another one we will be watching where Peter Obi were interviewed, and he talked about impeachment, how they impeached him. Even when they were impeaching him, Obasanjo was strongly behind him. Even the former president Yar'Adua was even the person that called him from London, and he was so afraid. And Yar'Adua said, "Come back." Even in the airport when he landed, he saw army. It's army that came to receive him. He said, if it is today, if it is today, that kind of thing will not happen, which means he will not win that case, that impeachment case, if it is today. A lot. Anyway, my beautiful, before I talk too much, let's just watch the video together. Please drop your own opinion in the comment section, what you think about this video. Yes, then we will come back. Then I will come back and
To you viewers, let's begin what's trending. As reactions continue to trail the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State and the rising tension over a possible collapse of democracy in Nigeria, former President Olusegun Obasanjo on Monday said that democracy in Africa has failed. He criticized a system that facilitates corruption and injustice, where the people in power accumulate wealth illegally while the masses suffer. Obasanjo made the comment at a colloquium in Abuja to mark the 60th birthday of a former governor of Imo State, Emeka Ihedioha. Let's take a look.
So if you are talking of democracy failing in Africa, democracy in Africa has failed. And why has it failed? Because it didn't have any in context and in content. It's not African. It does not have any aspect of our culture, our way of life, what we stand for, what we believe. Ubuntu. I am because we are. It is I am because I can grab. What sort of democracy brings you and you grab everything and then illegally, corruptly, and you say go to court? When you know that even in the court you cannot get justice. Democracy is failing. Democracy is dying.
I am because I can grab. That's what he's saying. The democracy in Africa, that's how they're practicing democracy in Africa. Well, at a panel discussion during the same event, the leader of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, said that Nigeria's democracy is collapsing over the suspension of the Rivers State Governor, Sim Fubara, Peter Obi recalled how former President Olusegun Obasanjo attempted to intervene when the Anambra State House of Assembly impeached him as governor in 2006.
I became a governor through the court when President Obasanjo and Atiku were in government. I did not pay the court one error. I was sitting in my house in the office, and the court declared me winner. When the governor is not serious, it can happen in Nigeria today. When I was being impeached, the president sent people to come and intervene on my behalf. Ken Namani came begging house people not to impeach me. Today, the president impeaches the person. So that is the thing, so it's correct. So instead, they were begging my house not to impeach me. And they were in PDP. I was in Africa. And they were begging. President was calling me and said, Peter, are you okay? Well, even when I was impeached, President Obasanjo called me and said, are you okay? Are you safe? When I go back from the court, when court eventually declared me under Anjuba, President Yaradua called my phone in London and said, congrats. I said, President, I can't come back because, you know, if I come back, these people, he said, tell me the flight in which you're coming back. And I told him, when I came in the first time, military people came to receive me at the airport. I couldn't believe it. I took me straight to him. Now the president will ask me not to come back here again. So insane. Let's not talk about it. Let's talk about how you're going to do it. It's collapsing.
All right, let me take a reaction from Bayo Onanuga before I come to you. Well, he wrote on X. I listened multiple times to former Governor Peter Obi's statement in this clip where he claims that democracy has collapsed in Nigeria. His hyperbolic remarks, suited for headlines, have been made without deep reflection and a lack of solid logical foundation. How can a democracy that has strengthened over the past 26 years be said to have collapsed? Only a discontented and disgruntled Peter, who benefits from the very free speech democracy provides, could perceive such a democratic downfall through his lens. If democracy had indeed collapsed, as Peter claims, and we were living under a regime antithetical to democratic principles, he would not have been able to make his comments on Monday at Emeka Ihedioha's colloquium. I will urge him to watch what he says and restrain himself from playing to the gallery. Is this a gag on free speech? I mean, free speech is our fundamental. But I mean, by Onanuga's comment, I'd like for you to highlight some of the points that he made there in terms of whether or not Peter Obi is asserting himself properly, or what you think about his comments about democracy collapsing in Nigeria. Ayo.
Interesting take from Mr. Bayo Onanuga, and I'm glad to finally see a response from the president. I was expecting such. Earlier on, I don't think we hadn't taken this angle to the story.
Yes.
With Mr. Onanuga's position, he actually goes to further prove what Mr. Peter Obi was saying.
Yes.
A democracy is, well, I wouldn't go as far as saying that it has collapsed or it's collapsing. I'd rather toe the line of it's a work in progress. Unfortunately, I don't know how far the progress you would say has been. And I'll just ask simple questions. Number one, the fact that this thought or idea that, oh, we're doing you a favor, that we're not coming down on you, you can speak freely. Freedom of speech, like you rightly said, is guaranteed by the Constitution of Nigeria. It is the right of every Nigerian. It is not bestowed on you. It is not a privilege. It is your right as a Nigerian citizen to express yourself in such a manner. And then if you want to even analyze how free freedom of speech has been under this administration, in only 2 years, they've come under a lot of criticism for their intolerance to feedback and only just look at the example of the lady with the NYSC girl, the young Nigerian who came out to complain, not because she belongs to any party, and she was swooped down by NYSC and NYSC staff themselves. We've talked about people who were picked up because they insulted the president or laid curses of the president, and sometimes there's that blurring of line between culture and what is the law in terms of, oh, how dare you speak to your elders. At the end of the day, every Nigerian above the age of 18 is an employer of the elected president, because if you went to vote, part of your vote was used to employ who is sitting as president today. Then going to say that, if I just want to ask a simple question in conclusion. If you look at how democracy started, talking about him saying we've made progress. And so the question is, are we really making progress 26 years down the line from 1999, where we came from military rule to civilian rule? how fair or how much freedom did press people have, or even Nigerians have, in terms of freedom of speech from 1999 till now? You'll be the better judge of that. People have talked about how people were able to express themselves under Jonathan's administration, even under President Obasanjo's administration, who was a former military person. People have also talked about the state of the nation, our systems, our institutions, the judiciary, the legislature. It's the 10th Assembly that people have criticized to say, perhaps this is one of the worst assemblies we've had in recent times. The 10th Assembly has been said to be rubber stamped again and again. Is that in the spirit of true democracy? So there's some critical questions we should ask. But finally, I must say, it's enough for us to stop talking. A lot of these conversations that have been had and views expressed have been expressed for so long.
Yes.
It's time for us to roll up our sleeves and begin to get to work to restore Nigeria to the true democracy that we want to see.
Yes.
And if we're going to see that, we need strong institutions. We need a review of the 1999 Constitution. We need men who would stand up for what they are saying and not just when it suits them or their political parties.
Well said. Rufai, I know you have an additional comment from what you made earlier today.
Couple of things. Isn't it just very funny? You see, this democratic thing too is also very funny. I don't think democracy is dying. I just think there's a reign of strong men and their impunity follows them because we don't have checks and balances in the system due to poverty, due to prebendalism, due to many factors, illiteracy as it were. But isn't it shocking today that Mr. Bayo Onanuga, whose paper, The News, called, called state of emergency declared by Obasanjo then, coup in another name.
Coup
in another name.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what The News. Is it not, and all the things he condemned Obasanjo for, his president that is working for today, he's doing them, and he can't openly condemn them again. So you can see the way tides have changed.
Right.
For him to say, oh, Mr. Peter Obi, he can only talk because there's democracy. We have heard a lot of free speech being stifled. We've talked about Rie. What about the people arrested? What about the lady that they said she cursed at President Tinubu and she was picked up? So we have many claims like that. But also for Mr. Peter Obi, you see, I keep insisting, the way we have big men in this country that makes it so easy for them to have a winner-takes-all mentality is the problem. I have seen a couple of messages. I'll say, Mr. Peter Obi that is talking as a democracy, when he was governor of Anambra State, he ran the state with also sole administrator of the local government.
Right.
And I've taken that question to him many times. He's rebutted a little bit, but there were cases in court. So when you look at it across board, there's always a latitude to be able to do these things. The question is, how can we slim down that latitude?
Yes. Because
the same Mr. Peter Obi that said Obasanjo fought for him, when he was impeached, the same Rashidi Adewolu cannot say the same of Obasanjo when Adedibu did impeach him. I know of that incident because I was around the part of that period. I know what happened. There was skirmish, there was fights at the parliament in Ibadan that day with a lot of thugs. So the same Obasanjo that was like good to him, Adewolu Ladoja cannot say that was the same case with him.
All right.
So it's both ways. But the question we should ask is, why is it that men that were once called defenders of democracy, people like Tinubu, are now those against the tenets of democracy today?
Right.
Why is it that men like OBJ, that in their time, they could have done it better, they didn't do it better, they violated those tenets, and now the Cape Crusaders today. That's what we should fix in this country.
Yesterday we took a story of a former Lagos State Governor, Fashola, who called President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a champion of democracy. But it is important that we continue to foster democracy in Nigeria. And to do that, we need strong voices, strong opposition leaders to continue to challenge the government of the day. Now let's head over to Edo State, where the state governor, Monday Okpebholo, on Monday, pledged to secure Edo State for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election in 2027, promising to deliver all 18 local government areas for Tinubu's second term. Okpebholo spoke during the flag-off ceremony of an expressway in Benin. He praised the president's commitment to infrastructure, saying that Edo State is gradually developing like Lagos. Let's take a look.
This is a legacy project. When I say Edo not be Lagos, we say no, now Edo not Lagos. So the good things that is happening in Lagos is now happening here in Edo State. What can we say? Thank you. Baba, thank you. Tell Mr. President, we will even take our campaign to other states on his behalf. 2027 is a big deal here. It is sealed for Mr. President. It's not negotiable. 18/18. We have 18 local government. When I meet 18/18, we are going to deliver for Mr. President.
All right. Okpebholo there, going to deliver Edo State and probably other states to Mr. President come 2027. Dr. Bati.
Okay,
over to
number
you.
one, Governor Monday Okpebholo, it's very good to see him, flagging off the construction of, I think, it's Benin-Asaba Expressway. That in itself would help a lot of travelers, people going to the east, and if completed, the people will benefit from it. And I think that it is projects of such nature that Governor Monday Okpebholo should be concentrating upon. He became governor just in 2024.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is it even up to a year?
No.
And he's making it his priority to deliver 18/18 local government areas in Edo State
Just
to
like
President Tinubu. That should not be his priority. It is the people of Edo State who should decide how they will vote. By what alchemy, strange alchemy, is he in a position to say he's going to deliver? Because when politicians say they will go and campaign and all that, they probably mean something else. I think he should first of all justify his election by serving the people of Edo State. And I align that with the observation that it's too early in the day to begin to say a governor that has even not spent a whole year is making campaign for the president, his priority. It's marks of, what do they call that word again? Sycophancy, bootlicking. What does this my brother call it? Political crunkum. Obayago. You know Obayago? It's Patrick Obayago that talks about crinku crinkam, whatever that means.
Political iberiberism.
But in any case, we should just be serious. And this is the point we were making about the challenges of democracy. Whether President Obasanjo says democracy has failed in Africa or Mr. Obi says democracy has collapsed or is collapsing in Nigeria, I made a point that the major problem here is leadership recruitment process. Yes. The kind of people who lead in many of these African countries, they are not fit and proper persons. And that is why we have problems in many of these countries. Look at the problem they had in Niger. Even the military people that came to take over, they had the support of the people because the people were saying, look, we have been suffering under the yoke of bad governance and French neo-imperialism. In the other countries also, whether it's Gabon or it's Guinea or it's Mali, it's also complaints about, governance. What we need is to begin to prepare a generation of leaders who will not grab, as President Obasanjo was pointing out, who will place the greater emphasis on service. But this alimentary politics that we seem to have in place is the bane of the democratic process in Africa, in Nigeria, and other African countries. Because the problem, really, even when we talk about the domestication of, the democratic process or homegrown democracy, if we look at the original values underpinning democracy, we don't have leaders that promote those values. That is what we should address, in my view. And Okpebholo, I repeat, should pay attention, to the work that he has been given by the Edo State people. And he should leave it to them to make their own choice in 2027. After all, freedom of choice is the pillar of democracy. Yeah. It's not for anybody to say this is what will happen in 2027, either in your hamlet or in your state or in your local government. Leave that to the people. Govern well, then the people will make up their minds.
Well said, Dr. Abati. Now let's take another story. Senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, has urged the public to disregard reports claiming she had apologized to the Senate, labeling them as completely false. In a statement released on Monday, Natasha insisted that she will not be intimidated into silence. Let me read her statement then. She wrote, I, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, stand firm in my resolve to never apologize for speaking my truth. The desperation to silence me is palpable, but I will not be intimidated. The games being played in full view of the Nigerian people will be exposed, and the corrupt individuals who have hijacked our institutions will be held accountable. As a senator, I have a duty to represent my constituents and uphold the principles of justice and transparency. My allegations against Senate President Godswill Akpabio were not made lightly, and I will continue to seek justice and accountability no matter the cost. I will continue to fight for the rights of Nigerian women and ensure that our voices are heard. I urge the public to ignore the viral report claiming that I apologize to the Senate, as it is entirely false. I will continue to stand by my truth and fight for what is right, even in the face of adversity. Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Well, in the meantime, the Federal High Court in Lokoja had vacated an interim injunction that barred the Independent National Electoral Commission from accepting petitions to recall the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. The court initially granted an ex parte application by 5 registered voters who allege that the recall petition contained fictitious signatures. However, the order has now been lifted, reaffirming the constituents' right to initiate a recall process. The case is set for further hearing on May 6. Meanwhile, registered voters from Kogi Central have petitioned INEC in Abuja seeking to recall Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, while leader of the group known as Concerned Kogi Youth and Women, Charity Omole, said they have lost confidence in Natasha because of her alleged gross misconduct at the Senate. Let's take a look.
Nobody is sponsoring. It is concerned citizens who feel that we cannot afford not to have a senator for 1 year in the Senate. 6 months in the Senate is 1 year. So that's why we're saying instead of having a vacant seat, we are recalling her back home so that the INEC declare the seat vacant so that we can elect someone who prioritizes the people than ego.
Well, all right. I believe that the petition has been received by the court March 24th. But Ayo, Rufai, we did see this picture that is now trending on social media. I'd like to pull up that picture of this Charity lady. And it's a picture of her with former Kogi governor, Yaya Bello, who actually basically gave Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan problems during her election time. And now we see this man with this woman in this picture now circulating online. I don't know what that connotes, but obviously Nigerians are asking questions. Meanwhile, we also saw a video. I think, Rufai, you were the one who posted that video on X. I saw that video of, showing signatures or people gathering in one location. If you can pull up that video, showing them basically looking like they are signing. What is actually going on here, Rufai? Because I saw this on your X account.
So, those are some videos that have come out as regards people allegedly in a part of Kogi, and it was said that people are filling out registers, for a recall. So what has apparently happened is that, nobody is saying Akpabio is right or wrong on this sexual harassment issue. All we have always called for is, please, he who alleges must prove, and that can only be proven when you have an investigation set up. So I've heard a lot of legal experts say, it's not the case of the Senate, they should take it. Wherever they are going to investigate the case, they must be able to investigate that case. And Natasha must also give her evidence. If she is found wanting, I will be the first to come here and berate her. All right, Senator Akpoti must give her evidence, just like Mr. Akpabio must be allowed to give his evidence. But I think it's the offshoot of it that is now very hard. The fact that there were court violations, all of a sudden the process leading to her suspension, and now, all of a sudden, because of sexual harassment case, we're having a recall. Yeah. There are two factions. That lady I think I've been able to check through the ranks. They say she holds a governmental position or something, you know, and she has definitely alliances. We've also heard some intelligence that have come out that have said the plan was orchestrated by some top political actors to be able to recall her. So the question will be, why trying to recall her over, you know, this back and forth that is going on between her and the Senate president? So there's a level of high-handedness. The shocking part now about the recall is, please correct me if I'm wrong, I hear the total votes that they used to win the election, because it was a very neck-and-neck election, I'm not sure totally was up to 105 or 110,000. All of a sudden, they are claiming that they've gotten over 250,000 signatures or over 200,000 signatures. So you are wondering what's really going on here.
Those are the questions.
Also, the judiciary has been brought in. I have a story I've not independently verified, that the judge that first gave the ex parte has now recused himself as regards this recall case. Because guess what happened, Oji? Senator Akpoti went to court to be able to get an ex parte motion to be able to stall the recall process. Yeah. The judge granted it, but as at the next day, he had rescinded his decision earlier. So a lot of people are wondering what is really going on here.
Those are the questions.
All we just want is fairness in this matter. We are not saying that Senator Natasha is right or Senator Akpabio is right. All we just want is fairness and non-high-handedness. Right. That's all we are calling for.
Meanwhile, before I come to you, we saw hundreds of Kogi Central residents who took to the streets this week in support of Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. The protests were triggered by the attempts to recall the senator. The demonstrators carried banners that read, "Natasha, pride of Kogi Central, and we stand with Natasha." Let's take a look. All right, Kogi residents there. But let me just take this story still in Kogi State, where a bazaar empowerment program by a minority leader in Kogi State, Idowu Ibikunle, has set social media buzz while in a video making the rounds. Ibikunle was seen handing out one motorcycle tire each to his constituents in his local government area as part of his efforts to empower the community. Let's take a look. What's actually going on? Kogi State, what's happening here? So what's going to happen to the second? I mean,
so I know that motorcycles have two tires.
I thought so
It's
too.
giving them empowerment for one.
Yes.
They have to go and source for the second. So it's part funding or match funding.
Oh, part funding.
Match funding. I give you one tire to show your seriousness. Look for the second tire. These are the kind of things you say are the problems of democracy in our nation. Whereby a lawmaker who should be recalled. There's some lawmakers that should be recalled. Like, tell us what you're doing for your people. Right. And so in his assessment or in his report to his people, he will say that I did empowerment program and I empowered people. I would like to understand the research that he did to understand that the greatest need of this community is one tire for their mom. Maybe a lot of them say they have issues with one tire on their bikes. I just really want to understand the reasoning behind this. Well, all right. But this is, I mean, jokes aside, just going to Senator Natasha's case, the truth, I mean, I'll just say this, that the woman who is against her is a senior special assistant on youth and women mobilization in the Ahmed Governor Ododo. Yes, she's women mobilization. I wish she would use her influence and powers to really mobilize women for good and for good things in her state. But here we are. If she thinks this is priority, let's see how this will end. Well, but quite interesting.
Well said. Well, all right. We'll take another story now. Over the weekend, Ekaite Unoma Godswill Akpabio, wife of the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, has been conferred with an honorary doctorate in education management at the University of Calabar during the institution's Golden Jubilee celebrations. Well, the university praised Hïts Akpebholo for her philanthropy and advocacy for women's rights through her NGO, the Family Life Enhancement Initiative. She was also recognized for promoting women's inclusion in governance during her tenure as Akwa Ibom's First Lady. Well, in celebration, her husband, who was also honored as a Grand Ambassador of the university, planted a kiss on her lips as she received the honor. Let's take a look.
By the authority vested in me as the Chancellor of University of Calabar, and in accordance with the provisions of the University Statute, I confer on you the honorary degree of Doctor of Educational Management, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges attached thereto. Congratulations, Madam. God bless you.
Call the next person.
I go love. Oh. I mean, it was so beautiful to see that picture. That picture has been circulating on social media. It's good to see the Senate President and his wife out there. I mean, it just shows so much love. But I wanted to take this story as well, to tie this together. The Senate President gave a testimony of how God saved his wife from a terminal illness. In this video, Akpebholo stated that his wife was on life support and doctors had advised him to pull the plug, but that his family's unwavering belief in God endeared a miracle. He stated this during a dedication of a chaplaincy at Pope John Paul's School Shelter Afrique in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital. Let's take a look.
The woman behind me had a health challenge in 2016, and she was in a coma for 6 months. And the doctors called me and told me to authorize them to take off the life support so she could go in peace. And I refused. 2 weeks after, they called me again and they said if she had 98% chance of dying, that she now had less than 2% chance of living. So why waste money? I did something extraordinary. I came to set up a committee for the burial. She was in Germany. And when I came, I went around my compound. Then suddenly I sighted the grotto of Mother Mary. She doesn't like me telling the story. Her tummy was open for 6 months. The intestines were placed inside a plastic bag. I made a sign of the cross here, then I did on the leg. I didn't allow the doctors to see me. I told the doctor, when I come, I will authorize you to take off the life support. But I want to do it in the presence of our first daughter. So I'll come back tomorrow. So I traveled to London. As soon as I got to London, in the evening, my phone rang and I picked it. They said that she was shaking. I said, what happened? She was trying to wake up. And they kept shouting that it's a miracle. They didn't understand. So, my dear, I can see why God brought you back. Continue to be yourself. Continue to turn souls to God. Continue to affect the lives of future generations. And I know in your little way, you are turning Nigeria, Africa, and the world into a better community.
This was so beautiful to see, I swear. When I saw this video, it touched my heart. And I hope that it touches our viewers' hearts as well, because, I mean, it just shows a different side of Senate President Godswill Akpebholo. Please take it easy on the love. Let's take our good
people. I hope we have watched this video together. So, guys, what is your take or what is your thought in this very video that we have watched together? You know, I know that a lot of us have watched this video, we have seen this video and we have watched it. So I just want to talk a little bit on this video. First of all, one thing I want to know is that, Obasanjo has been advocating a lot for Nigeria. Although I may say all of them are the same, because even when he was a president, he paid Nigeria debt, yes. And all these things that he has been advocating, when he wanted to hand over, why didn't he hand over to an Igbo person? Instead of that, he hand over to Yar'Adua, which Yar'Adua did not even win the election, but he do mago and he gave Yar'Adua that position because of the promises he made to Yar'Adua brother. So now, why is he coming out to blame Tinubu? That African democracy has failed. Like Tinubu used to say that it's my turn. A lot of things we have heard. Like it's my turn to rule Nigeria, grab the boss. Just taking democracy upon his own self. You cannot come out and say anything without people attacking you, this, that. But when he was our president, what was the difference? Although we know that it was better a little bit than now. Yes. Anyway, we have watched that video. And secondly, for Peter Obi, Peter Obi, I don't know why is it that when this man come out to say something, APC would attack him. Apart from Peter Obi, the problem is that APC, this is people elected this Tinubu there. People make him to be there. Is it not our vote that counted? Is it not we that vote for Tinubu? Why is it that when we come out to, to express our feeling the way we feel, APC people will just rise up and start attacking us? Why is it so? Doesn't mean in Nigeria now we don't have freedom of speech, or what is the real problem? Because what I know, government is for the people, and the people are government. People put you there because they feel that you can rule them. They feel that you are the right person to take care of, to take them to the next level, to make things better for them, But when it turn around that things are not the way people wanted it to be, then people will come out and say, okay, we didn't put you there because we want to suffer. We didn't put you there because we want things to be rough with us. So it's normal. If people don't talk, how can you know your mistake? Sometimes in life, things happen. You don't even know that those things that are happening, you don't even feel it that, okay, is bad. It's somebody now that will tell you that what you did was not good. What you are doing is not good. Then you take correction. But in this administration of APC, they don't, right from a Buhari time up to now, you don't take correction. When you talk, they will come for you. According to what Ayo said, sorry, according to what Ayo said, that even the copper of a girl that came out, that it doesn't even belong to any party, that came out to lament, to say, okay, look at the way things are going on. How am I going to cope up? It was just talking, and they came for that lady. Like in Nigeria, you don't have any right to talk. Peter Obi just came out and say Nigeria democracy is collapsing. And wait, what is his name? What is this man's name? Bayo Onanuga. Bayo Onanuga come for him. Why? Telling him that the same democracy that you say is collapsing is the one that gave you right, that you have been talking and nobody. So right now people will not talk again. People will not just open their mouth to talk again. Anyway, I believe people, I don't know what to say. I don't know, because Nigeria, this country, no way. Just forget about it. No. It's no go area. And talking of Monday, the Edo State governor telling Tinubu that he's going to give Edo State to him 2027. My people, I don't really understand. Does it mean it's Monday now that is holding everybody peace? How they call it? PCV? What this voting card? Is it Monday that is holding the people vote or what to go, and that day I will just go and give it to Tinubu? I don't understand. Does it mean that people don't have right to vote their choice anymore? But we know how it is. We know the way he used to do. So he is right, because normal. No, they don't vote. Don't count. They don't. When they vote for you, they will tear the ballot papers and throw away. They will just mago turn everything the way they turn Peter Obi vote. They will turn everything to themselves. They have people there. INEC, they will buy INEC. INEC is for them. As far as they have their money, INEC is for them. As I made a video yesterday, and I talked about that even Tinubu, that I think somebody was saying that northern part of Nigeria will not vote for Tinubu. Then I was saying that Tinubu really need anybody vote. Tinubu has his money. Tinubu has INEC. Tinubu has the judiciary. So what? Vote don't even count, because when they do, they will say go to court. They do, according to Obasanjo, say we will grab and run. Go to court, all those things. You go to court, you cannot even win the case, even though no justice for you. So Tinubu don't even have time for you people, as I earlier said in my last video, that he don't even have time. He knows the way he used to do his things, and he will do it and he will win. So that is the only thing. Monday should not even come here to tell us that I'm going to give Edo State to Mr. President. Are you giving it? Are you the owner of Edo State? Edo people put you there, according to Abati. They put you there to work for them. What have you done? You are telling what is his name, Tinubu, that you are going to give Edo State to him. Anyway, my beautiful people, what did you think about that one too? Please drop your own opinion in the comment section. You know, for the lady that came out, nah man, I don't even understand this our gender self. Why are we always jealous of each other? Why are we always jealous of each other? You know, for Natasha coming out to accuse Akpabio of sexual harassment, instead of we to sit down and think, instead of we to sit down and say, God, does it mean this lady really said the truth or lie? This lady now, Charity, or what is his name, her name, I mean, he's coming out to tell that they should return Natasha. They should return her and replace another person, and replace her or what? And we saw a video. All this thing is just propaganda. We saw a video with her and the former governor of Kogi State. So all this thing is just something, you know, give me money, I will do whatever you want. Anyway, Nigeria, that is what we know, how to collect. Ghana must go, how to collect a few naira note or dollars. So that is how it is in Nigeria. Anyway, my beautiful people, as the news, as what is his name has said, Natasha has said that she is not apologizing to any Senate, so that she knows her right and she will stand by her right. So anyhow, before the Natasha came to Senate, she has been somewhere. She has been living. So even they remove her from Senate, she will still be living. Yes, she will still be living, because that is Nigeria. When you don't accept for them, you don't agree for them, they will come for you. Anyway, my beautiful people, what did you guys think about this this video? Akpabio coming out to testify how the wife was in coma, all those stuff and all those stuff. Anyway, we praise God. According to him, he say he praised God, that he believed in God. Thank God. We praise God. I believe also in God. So anyway, my beautiful people, we have watched this video together. Thank you very much. If you have watched to this time, please subscribe to this channel, share this video, like if you watch this video, drop your comment, anything you want to drop, so insulting me in the comment section, anything, just drop your own comment. Let's talk, let's talk together what you think about this video. Thank you very much, and I will see Thank you very much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.